Yeah, you're very welcome back to the second part of this evening's programme. Now, on the rugby front, 2 Conor Murray tries and a penalty try, along with 10 points from the boot of Joey Carberry, saw Munster secure a comprehensive win over Leinster on a satisfying Saturday night at the RDS, and the Reds ending that hoodoo against Leinster and avenging, I suppose, their recent Pro 14 final defeat. The victory saw Munster start off the Guinness Pro 14 new Rainbow Cup with a well-deserved victory ahead of 2 home interpros against Ulster and Connacht next month. Waterford's Jack O'Donoghue lining out for Munster in that one, and again another impressive performance by the Dunmore man. It ended Leinster 3, Munster 27 in the capital on Saturday night, so a pretty emphatic victory for Johan van Graan's charges. Now, a great day I suppose across the country and indeed across the county today as outdoor sports facilities reopened. Pitches, golf courses and tennis courts no doubt bustling, and a real hive of activity across the county today. Activities should take place between a maximum of 2 households, and there will not be any return to team sports or training activities for the moment, but underage non-contact outdoor training in pods of 15 also recommences from today for all exercise activities that can be delivered outdoors. So it's certainly great to see, and I suppose when you have the weather like today as well, it certainly really helps. So we hope all that goes well, and we wish all clubs across the county, whatever organisation you're involved with, hope everything goes well and you have a safe reopening and hopefully a good and enjoyable summer of action to look forward to. Well, earlier this morning I paid a visit to the Causeway Tennis and Bowls Club over there in Abbeyside, as the courts were once again brimming this morning with members enjoying their few games, enjoying the games of tennis and things like that. It was brilliant to see, and it was a gorgeous morning as well, and thanks to the lads for their invite out there this morning. All interviews of course conducted with an extendable microphone even, and allowing for social distancing. So first of all, we're going to hear from Michelle Jurong, who's membership officer with the Causeway Tennis Club in Abbeyside. She's also involved in the committee, and she was delighted to be getting back on the court this morning as they welcomed their members back.
Yes, Gavin, it's fabulous, and a glorious morning to be back as well, which even adds to it. It's super to be back playing tennis for all of our members, and we're all really looking forward to the weeks ahead.
Yeah, and of course busy couple of courts here already in front of us this morning. People are glad to be back.
Oh, they are, totally, and they've actually been busy since about 9:30 this morning, and it looks like that for the rest of the day and the week ahead.
Absolutely, and it is one of those sports as well that's very safe. You can easily social distancing, incorporate everything, and I'm sure everyone is just mad to get back at it.
Oh, absolutely. The protocols that were put in place for COVID by Tennis Ireland last May are still in place, so we adhere to them religiously, as do all our members, and that's worked well for us during our playing time.
Absolutely, yeah. Some would say that tennis and golf, maybe a couple of sports like that, could have been back a bit sooner. Would you go along with that, or is it now just a case of, look, it's good to be back at it?
Well, it's just good to be back at it, to be honest with you. We had no control over that, so unfortunately we've been off court for a number of months. We're all just really keen to get back at it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And please God, you can, this can be a good stretch that we don't have to go back into further lockdowns, and that you can get a good summer out of it, because the courts here, the facilities, the views, the location, absolutely second to none.
Oh, it's a super location. As you can see yourself on a day like today, views of the harbour, views of the mountains, and it's situated. Personally, I think it's a great location for a tennis club, where people who are travelling through town can see people being active, and I just think it's a great cause. It creates a great buzz in this particular area.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. And as regards members, it's just confined to local members at the minute, I understand, and they can book online as well. So you might just maybe give us an outline of that and how people can go about it, Michelle.
Yeah, at the moment, yes, all tennis clubs are open just for members only play, and we have an online booking system, so people can book a court up to 6 days in advance of play, and all playing party people names have to be included on that, so should the need for any contact tracing arise, we can do so easily.
Yeah, great stuff. And you have an active Facebook page there as well. People can search you on that as well. You're putting up information on that.
Yes, we do, and at the moment we're making some adjustments and upgrading our website, so hopefully for members renewing membership and new members coming on board, they'll be able to do so through our online from now going forward.
Yeah, great stuff. And the underage players then, they're back in their pods as regards training as well, I believe, from today, Michelle?
Yeah, we have members from age 6 upwards, and they're back with coaching with Shelley Murnan today from 2:30 this afternoon. So they're in pods of 6, and Shelley will also be running summer camps for about 6 weeks during the summer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose that's the thing now, you're saying to every club that's getting back that hopefully this can be a good stretch that you can get a good summer out of it, and that you'll have a real hive of activity here come the summer, and hopefully fine weather too, Michelle.
Totally. And as well, we would really be hoping that we would have some sort of return to competition, inter-club competition, which would be great. Because it creates a great buzz. We won't ever open ourselves this year because it's scheduled for June, so we may be able to run it later on in the year, but it would be great to see some return to competition, which people thrive on. Yeah,
absolutely, that's what it's all about. And have you any indication yet on that? Maybe could it be later in the year, or is there any update on that yet?
There's no update on that at the moment.
Okay, we'll just have to wait and see. I suppose at the moment, it's just good to be back at it, isn't it? Good to see people, back out with the rackets and taking on each other.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, really looking forward to my own game later on as well.
Great stuff. And I suppose a final point, Michelle, obviously, a lot of work went on in the background, I suppose, to get to days like today, to get things organised as regards COVID protocols, but delighted to be back and looking forward now to a busy season ahead.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, a lot of the work actually went on last spring when we were coming back to play then, and as I said already, all those protocols are still in place. They haven't left us. Unfortunately, COVID hasn't left us, so we still need to adhere to all those protocols.
It is great to be here this morning, Michelle. Really appreciate your time. Enjoy your game later on. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, thanks, Gavin.
So, still here in Causeway Tennis Club on this glorious Monday morning on the return to play. And who have I got here?
Pat Barron.
And Richard Lloyd.
Okay, very good. And lads, you were out early this morning. How good is it to be back at it?
It's brilliant. It really is. It's we've been waiting for so long, and it's just great to be back on these courts.
Absolutely, you've been waiting, and it finally has come. Richard, you must be buzzing this morning.
Oh yeah, and on such a great day, mild breeze, full sun. Couldn't ask for more.
Yeah,
fabulous.
Can't get any better than this.
Yeah. How much did you miss it?
I really missed it. I mean, it's just the exercise and just meeting people and that, and the whole thing with the club. You
really need an opponent to drive you to do more and more exercise, and it's fun. Tennis is fun doing exercise. That's all I can say.
Yeah, absolutely. And and you get a day like today as well. Really helps, doesn't it?
We take full advantage of that.
Yeah, definitely. And you were out since early this morning, were you guys?
9:45 we started. Still going
strong. Would you have a good bit of competition now between you here this morning?
Well, we always have a very good competition. Richard is a hard man to get the better of. He sticks at it till the end, and that's what you want, so it's great.
Yeah, I'll just bash it hard and run. He's got all the skill.
We can see the banter on and off the courts already, which is great to see. You obviously love the game as well, guys, tennis. What does it do for you, like, say, in life in general?
It's my passion, really. Tennis is. I don't know what I'd do without it. But it's just so good to be back and playing it, really, because we've been watching it on the television and whatever.
Oh,
but it's not the same.
I don't follow any other sport, but I do follow tennis. And when you're on court playing with such stars as Pat here, you feel like you're at Wimbledon or the French Open. It's great.
Absolutely, because it is that game as well. It's quite a technical game, but it's very enjoyable sport as well, I'd imagine, Pat.
Very enjoyable, yeah. I mean, it's just out in the fresh air as well. It's just great to be able to do it at our age.
And you can play it at all levels, you see. There's some great players in our club, and there's some beginners and everything in between. You just find the right partner and off you go.
Absolutely, yeah, and enjoy it as well. That's the important thing. I suppose we've learned that, through COVID, that it's a difficult time and still is challenging, but great to be back meeting people, isn't it?
Yes, I suppose the COVID has taught us one thing, that to appreciate what we do enjoy, and that's what we missed, So from that end, it's perfect to be back.
Yeah. You're probably booked in for the week, I'd say, Richard, are you?
Oh yeah, my spirits are lifted already. I'm going to keep them up there.
Great
3
stuff.
games, but we've both got 3 games booked anyway.
Great stuff. How long are you playing tennis with now? I'll ask you that finally. Obviously you've loved it since...
I was just trying to figure that out recently, and I started playing out in Clonea about 1955, so that's a couple of years ago. So I'm playing since then, and I think I love it more every year. So if you can do that.
But still going strong, Pat?
Yeah, still the legs are all right, and the mind goes a bit now and again, but Richard keeps me in touch here. So it's great.
Yeah, great stuff. So finally, a word to you, Richard, as well. And the fantastic club here, great location in the Causeway, and great to be back at it.
Absolutely. I'm totally elated. I hope everybody else is as well.
We are WLR.
We are Ireland's local station of the year.
Yeah, super stuff indeed. Great to be back at it, and you can hear the enthusiasm there from the two lads, Pat and Richard, who were enjoying their game of tennis this morning. Thanks to Michelle as well before that, and indeed thanks to Michelle for organising everything this morning. Everything conducted within the social distancing guidelines, and an extendable microphone used to record those interviews. Also spoke to Donal McGovern, who's treasurer of the Causeway Bowls Club, and we're going to be featuring that piece later on this week. We'll let you know when that is going out, but great to see them back in action as well this morning. Just before we go to the ad break, on the athletics scene, Barry Keane from Waterford AC competing with Butler University in Eugene in Oregon on Friday evening. Last had a fine run and a new personal best of 13 minutes 35 seconds in finishing 7th of 25 in a top class invitational race over 5,000 metres. He beat his previous best time for the distance by 6 seconds. So well done, Barry Keane, on that score. And Ferrybank AC and Waterford County Board member Breed Golden was elected to the position of Vice President of Athletics Ireland at the 2020 National Convention, which was held over Zoom this weekend. Breed was also elected unopposed as Chair of Coaching and Development within the association. What a phenomenal ambassador she is, of course, for the sport. And in addition, John McGrath of West Waterford AC, well known, of course, here in the Daisha, and David Murphy of Waterford AC, another prominent man indeed when it comes to athletics, were both re-elected to the National Juvenile Committee. So well done to the three lads on that score. And thanks as always to our man in athletics, Fintan Welch, for sending through that info over the weekend. Much appreciated. We've much more coming up. In part 3, we'll be looking ahead to the Punchestown Festival with Mark Phillips, and we'll also be hearing from Ballymacarbery's Colm Ryan, who's going to be running 100 kilometres on Saturday.